2 million years ago, the Homo sapien started to harness the power of fire, and now they have perfected it. As demonstrated in this film, a very rotund man will show you the top-down fire. With a sharpened chunk of metal and a little skinny stick, this below-average IQ man creates fire out of nothing. Fire. When I was a little kid, I had an incident in 4th grade where I almost burned down a neighborhood by accident. I wasn't trying to, but everybody was worried, so they took me to I was taken to a firehouse or something, some kind of program where they were, I guess, finding out if I'm a sicko, a pyromaniac, which I'm definitely not a pyromaniac. I just made a mistake at the time. But now that I'm older, I still like fire, just like when I was a kid. But now I really know how to control it, and there's something very powerful about that. It's a violent chemical reaction, fire, but harnessing it is also powerful. Just like the internal combustion engine is controlling of explosions, basically. So I think about fire in a similar way. If you know what you're doing, it's pretty safe, and you can get a lot of things done. As David Attenborough mentioned in the beginning of this video, fire was used for possibly millions of years, and it was to stay warm, keep predators away, and probably just to show off the chicks, like, check this out, bitch. He said, the caveman guy said, bitch, I didn't say that. So I think that it's a good idea to show children how to make a fire like this. I think the Boy Scouts is a good idea. I didn't have anything like that when I was a little kid, and so my outlet was unsafe. But if I were to mentor a young boy or a young girl that's interested, I think that would be very good for them. Anybody, it doesn't need to be me mentoring the kids, but I think kids need to learn about fire through the perspective that it's very dangerous, but if properly taken care of, it's also can be very useful. And it can also be a little fun to make a fire. And the tools that we make fires with are pretty cool too. I actually happen to be named after one of them. If someone kind of taught me how to make a fire like what I'm doing right now, which is a really easy way of doing it. I'm not working hard. I'm not thinking at all. This is like the lazy fire I make usually. If someone showed me this when I was little, I'd probably respect it a little more, and I would understand how it works. Because what I did when I was little is basically, me and my friend were setting leaves on fire, and I said, oh, I know a bigger pile of leaves. And that pile of leaves was connected to a forest, so luckily the fire was put out before it spread beyond 40 feet. But it could have become, an acres maybe. Very lucky. But maybe that could have been prevented if, as a 4th grader, I had been taught to respect fire more and just how it works. I'm not sure. Is it simple? Is it simple that you need fuel? I think it's pretty simple. Without fuel, the fire doesn't go anywhere. And, you know what I tried to do to put the fire out once it started getting too big? I tried to stomp on it, and I tried to throw dirt on it. I know that dirt could help, but I just needed I needed about a dump truck of dirt, and I was just doing handfuls, and it was kind of hard to dig the dirt. So it was like maybe a quarter of a handful. But yeah, that was a terrible, really one of the worst things in my little life that I did. Bad things happen to me, but when you do something bad, that's truly awful. And at one point I You ever see a movie or like, any kind of entertainment where someone puts their back to a wall and slides down it while they're breaking down or like crying? I did that on a tree when I was in fourth grade, thinking that I'm thinking that I just set everything on fire, the whole world. I just ruined the entire world. And then miraculously, someone came out of nowhere with a fire extinguisher. And eventually the fire trucks came and put out the smoldering, mess. But here's the top down fire. Uh, I just fast forward a little after I move this match in. Just one match, one fire. And I really didn't try that hard. Fire isn't that hard to make if you have dry timber. It does help to have a long match, and it kind of went in easy and it stuck exactly where it needs to be stuck. That was kind of lucky. I didn't like do that purposely. So if a little kid were to be watching this, what I was always hearing when I was little is have, adult supervision, but get good adult supervision. I'm sorry to do this, but anybody using lighter fluid, that's not good adult supervision. If they're using fatwood or birch bark, now we're talking. These are some cool people. I would like to have them use my axes. Thanks for watching.